Next up is Donna Votee.
I am here tonight because on Tuesday, Texas Independence Day was profaned by the mayor of Lockhart. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Tuesday marked 174 years since the Republic of Texas was born. There are statewide festivals, chili cook-offs, home tours, and celebrations going on all week. What was Lockhart's contribution? Mayor Bertram gave the key to the city and a proclamation to a foul-mouthed, rude, crude, Howard Stern wannabe Austin disc jockey named Charlie effin' Hodge. Unbelievable. Before last night, I had never heard of Charlie Hodge, with or without the profane middle name, so I went to KLBJ's website and listened to some clips from Tuesday's show. I am embarrassed to say what I'm about to say, but I have to tell you so you know the depth of what has happened here. In these few minutes, I heard the Lord's name taken in vain, crude laughter about losing one's toot tolerance and scooping it off the floor, a young woman urged on to perform phone flatulence, promotional dragon sackings, which refers to a man getting into a sleeping bag naked with a likewise naked 60-year-old woman for 10 minutes with a bottle of lotion, and racial mockery of black dialect. There was more, but that's all I could take. Let me read part of the ordinance to you that Mayor Bertram signed. Now therefore, I, James Bertram, by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Lockhart, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 2nd, 2010 is Charlie Hodge Day and encourage all citizens to join in the celebration by acknowledging Charlie Hodge and listening to the rock and roll halftime show on a daily basis. How dare you, Mr. Bertram, tell me and my fellow citizens to be encouraged to celebrate or to acknowledge or to listen on a daily basis to this filth. Have you ever considered what the word acknowledge means? Let me tell you, acknowledge means to receive with respect. No way. How about if we take those clips and play them this Sunday morning from the pulpits of some of Lockhart's Christ-honoring churches? Does that sound good? Those same clips that I shared with you? Or share the Charlie effin' Hodge show at the City of Lockhart's official website where new residents and businesses are beckoned. The embarrassing drivel I heard was not family-friendly, not very business-like, to say the least. Or how about if we share Hodge and the studio's laughter at a clip of an injured black man's ethnic speech and asking for an ambulance? Yeah, real funny. Yeah, you call Hodge, this is a quote, an example of a model citizen and great steward of the public airways, and say that he makes great contributions to the society at large. What you did is so wrong on many levels. First, you used vested authority abusively. You were elected to manage the affairs of our city in a proper and upright manner. Your job description does not include pandering to shock jocks. Secondly, you did this on Election Day.
Well, thank you again, Mayor Jimmy, and good luck. Today's an election day, correct?
Today is an election day. It most certainly is, and I hope that everybody would get out and vote. It's my feeling that if you don't vote, you don't have the right to be.
That's right. Cannot complain if you don't vote.
That's exactly right.
If you're a registered voter in Lockhart, remember the name Jimmy Bertram when you head into the voting booth. And
they got the key to the city. And to whom does the mayor give the key to the city of Lockhart? Charlie effin' Hodge. And lastly, you disgrace the remembrance of Texas Independence Day. The Republic of Texas was formed by valiant men who were willing to lay down their lives in the cause of liberty. But you and Charlie Hodge confuse liberty with licentiousness. The two cannot coexist. Men who are unrestrained by law, propriety, or morality cannot be free. They are fools and do not deserve liberty, and definitely not the key to the city. Mr. Bertram, in the name of decency, I demand that you immediately rescind this proclamation and apologize to the citizens of Lockhart for this egregious breach of trust, good judgment, and common sense. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know how they do it in California, but here in Texas, the mayor of the city has the authority to proclaim anything. In the city of Lockhart, I don't know how many proclamations we do on a yearly basis. They're always done, well, 99% of them are done at the request of citizens, as was this one. This radio show promotes the city of Lockhart very, very, very well.
To the Charlie Hodge Rock and Roll Halftime Show, Mayor Jimmy Bertram of Round Rock, or not Round.
Later this year, they will be coming down to raise funds for the food bank. The proclamation will not be rescinded. It will stay where it's at. March 2nd is Charlie Hodge Day. That's where that discussion ends. Had another comment in regards to the proclamations that are done. We do them all the time. Paul will be given one. I did this week. Or last week. I will be given about 3 or 4. I think next week and the following week I'll probably give another 3 and 4.
Proclamation is one deal.
Okay.
That's a big deal. That key to that city is a huge deal. Like I said, we don't give them out to just anybody. They're given to people of very high standing.
Oh, I'm gonna tell
and you, Charlie, you, Matt, Chewy, you are all citizens of a very high standing.
Well, all right.
And that is why we're here to present the show with the key to the city.
We sincerely appreciate you coming all the way out here and doing
Certainly.
that for us. We understand that's...
I like that. Guaranteed to get you in, but not out. Now, how many of these do you hand out? Is this something that happens all the time?
That's what I wanted to emphasize to you. I've been on the city council there for 10 years. I've been the mayor now for 5 years.
Okay.
I have only handed out, this is the third one right here.
Really?
And in the 10 years that I've been on the council, this is only the third one that I know of that's been handed out. One was handed out to a Latin musician, Little Joe.
Okay.
Yeah, I know him.
I know Little Joe.
Another one was handed out to the president of the National Hispanic Elected Officials.
Really?
Over in, that was in Hollywood. It was presented over there.
In like Hollywood, California?
Hollywood, California.
Really?
And
Wow.
this one right here is the third one that has been handed out in the last 10 years.
Well, let me tell you, that...
We give those things at the request 90% of the time of citizens. Doesn't mean that we're condoning anything that they do. I'm sure when the Queen of England knighted Elton John, she wasn't condoning his rock and roll lifestyle when he was young, nor does the city of Lockhart condone anybody's behavior when we present them with a proclamation. We're just telling them thank you.
But this was the key to the city, right?
And the key to the city,
Key to
it's
the
at
city.
the discretion of the man that sits in this seat right here.
Mr. Mayor,
Currently, I'm there.
you know, I thought, I've had a couple of proclamations and bringing them in to have them presented to council.
Right.
And made sure that the council approved them prior to their approval, or I assume it was...
No,
Presentation? No,
never. It's only from the,
Okay, well,
only
then
from the
I-
mayor.
never been there.
You took it on the cheek. You took it like a man, man.
Hey, Mayor, I have one comment on the redistricting.
presenting the key to the city, and I have that right here. Now we're going to hear the official proclamation. Take it away, Mayor Jimmy.
I have a proclamation here, and it reads, whereas Charlie Hodge is the captain of the ship at KLBJ-FM from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day with the Charlie Hodge Rock and Roll Halftime Show, and whereas Charlie Hodge is one of the great stewards of the public airwaves and is a fine example of a model citizen through his leadership at Stop Negative Austinites Through Half-Cockedness, and whereas he also makes great contributions to society at large by sharing the therapeutic sessions he holds with Leon on a regular basis,
Gorgeous.
and whereas he contributes to the enrichment of knowledge by sharing the wanton torture of Matt Sadler with the Turkish head cage, and whereas Charlie Hodge also gives of himself so selflessly by handing out the Joe Esposito Awards to those that are so deserving, now therefore I, James Bertram, by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Lockhart, Texas, do hereby proclaim March 2nd, 2010 as Charlie Hodge Day, and encourage all citizens to join in the celebration by acknowledging Charlie Hodge and listening to the Rock and Roll Halftime Show on a daily basis.
There you have it.